Where did the $2 billion that have been wiped out of the crypto market in the last couple days, where did it go? I'm going to explain to you exactly where it went. But first, here we go. Janet Yellen. Okay, so Janet Yellen says, I regret saying that inflation was transitory. Yes. You know why she's embarrassed now? Because, I mean, it's out in the open that inflation is not going to be transitory. Inflation is here to stay forever. And not only that, but the U.S. national debt is increasing by 145,000 Bitcoin a day. That is out of control currency printing. And you know what? It's never going to end as long as you live and probably your kids and your kids' kids. Nothing you do will ever change that. But what you can change is you suffering from these out of control central bankers and buying Bitcoin, which is going to keep up with inflation. All right. Also, Bitcoin from JP Morgan says it's going to surpass gold in investor portfolio allocation. Now, Bitcoin is really probably humbling a lot of these people because Jamie Dimon, not too long ago, the CEO of JP Morgan said that Bitcoin is kind of used for money laundering. It's used for illicit activities. And he also said, I think it was several years ago, I think 3 or 4 years ago, he said, if I catch any of my employees buying or trading Bitcoin, I'm going to fire them. This is exactly what was happening the same time that his daughter actually bought Bitcoin and he made fun of his daughter on live TV. But guess what was happening? Later sources showed that he was buying Bitcoin that whole time. So you got to look at not what they say, but what they do. It's the same thing with his Vanguard CEO, who said that he's not a fan of Bitcoin and that Bitcoin doesn't have like intrinsic value or whatever. Meanwhile, his company Vanguard is the biggest investor of Bitcoin mining in the United States. They own huge amounts of MSTR, which is MicroStrategy's stock, and also BlackRock stock. So really interesting. They are playing both sides of the game. These people are much smarter than you and I, or many people think they are. All right, let's go on to this. So we have Bitcoin open interest, which means leverage players. They got destroyed of $2 billion USD. All right. So that's about 250,000 traders that were liquidated during this time of Bitcoin going from $73,000 to about $66,000 or 67, whatever. So we have funding rates reset. All right. So billions in short liquidations await at $74,000. So this, in my opinion, okay, so you have all these people that are going to be liquidated when we reach the height of around $74,000. Can you imagine what that's going to do with the price? So every time you see these large spikes down or spikes up, that's pretty much liquidations that are happening, whether they're shorts or whether they're longs. So shorts means they're betting the price is going to go down. Longs mean the price is going to go up. So it's great. Both sides of the spectrum means that they are getting liquidated, which means they have to buy on the open market and cover their shorts or cover their longs, and they're forced to buy, which creates crazy price action that you rarely see in traditional markets, but you really see that a lot in Bitcoin. That's why you have these crazy spikes. Okay, moving on. We just broke all-time highs. We have the halving next month. That is really coming up fast. We also have ETFs buying 25,000 Bitcoin per week. And the U.S. is adding $1 trillion in debt every 100 days. How can you be bearish right now? Especially with this space blowing up, this space getting more popular. There's more and more retail getting in this space. I'm hearing more and more of my friends asking me, how do I get into crypto? What do I do with this or that coin? I haven't heard from these people in years. It's kind of weird. But you know what? if you do want to see me on and see what we are getting into, I would recommend you going to learningcrypto.com, home of the CT Club, where I give my trade alerts, portfolio updates, and much more. So one of the coins that I've recommended getting into is Solana. Check this out. Solana has its highly daily DEX volume in history, doing over $3.5 billion. That's insane. I really actually personally thought that Solana was on the brink of not making it, especially when it was around like $10 or $13. And boy, it really made a comeback. And that's awesome. I want to see that. I want to see the free market really coming back and making a move. Don't worry about this dip. I think it's going to be short-lived. If we have to range here for a couple more days, I wouldn't worry about that. I think later on, next month is going to be wild, or at least the end of this month is going to be wild price action. I think we're going to see $80,000 well before most people think we're going to see it. Anyways, like and subscribe. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.